Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today, we look at the show known as The Garden of Words. Now, this movie, I will say right now, is a masterpiece. I'm just going to get this right out of the way. I mean, technically, you can watch this part of the review, then just turn it off because I said it was that amazing. But I want to talk to you guys and girls why I love this movie so much, why I think, honestly, I only paid $20 for this movie, and I think that was like the best $20 I've ever spent on an anime movie. It's 45 minutes long, but it's made by Makoto Shinkai, which if you've never actually seen, or Makoto Shinkai, I always say his name correctly, and my friend always gets on my case for that. But Makoto Shinkai actually is the guy who made 5 centimeters per second. He's made other various movies too. I'm not going to go into his laundry list of movies, but he makes some great animation, and I'll tell you right now, The Garden of Words is probably one of the best looking anime I've ever seen. Honestly, this is 45 minutes of just pure masterful work, and it's a great story to boot. So we have our main character, actually, Takao Akazuki, who he has a dream of becoming a shoemaker. Now, on rainy days, he actually ditches class completely, goes to the park, and draws in the park. He just relaxes, lets his mind unfold. And one day he runs into a young woman who he doesn't know who her name is. He won't learn until very end of the movie, essentially, or more so near the end of the movie. I'm not gonna say the end, but near the end of the movie. And he starts, the first day he meets her, he really doesn't say much to her. They exchange little pleasantries here and there, but not anything, significant. But as the course of the movie goes, he runs into a lot more often, and he desires something from this woman because, first off, she's a grown-up, and he's only a 16-year-old boy, I think 15 actually, and he still has a lot of growing up to do, and he sees something in her that she's in the adult world, and he wants to be part of that world. He actually wants to grow up. He wants to, get to his dreams. He wants to make them real, and he feels right now that he has to deal with the youth of growing up. And I understand to a point. You always want to grow up and get a little older, and that's one thing that I think this movie does very, very well. It's a romance story, but not in a creepy sense, because again, it's a young kid that falls in love with an older woman, of course, but it's not that it's creepy or done in a bad way. It's actually done in a very pleasant manner, one that I think abides to the law, of course, but also just to how I think romance works sometimes. Sometimes you can't help to fall in love with certain people, and when it happens, it happens. There's nothing controlling. You don't think about, age differences and all that. You just think about love. And that's one thing that this movie conveys very strongly, that, Takao falls in love with her, even despite not knowing her name, not knowing what she does as a job, why she's always there on rainy days like he is, because he cuts class, but obviously she has to work, right? So, he's thinking of why she does this, why she drink beer and only eat candy, eat chocolates. And over the course of the movie, it's a short movie, like I said, but, he finds out what she's about, he finds out more about her, and, the movie will go even further in depth with this, but I'm not going to spoil the movie because it is easy spoiler because of how short it is. But honestly, this is a movie that, even despite its short length, conveys so much deep impressions and thoughts and emotions that, honestly, again, I watched this twice. I watched it one day and I watched it again the next day, and I didn't mind watching it like that. I enjoyed it so immensely that I will say, honestly, there's nothing I have issues with. I actually only have an issue probably with how long this movie is. I wish it would have been longer, but I think that despite its length of how short it is, it does so much so right. Animation spectacular. Voice acting, both Japanese and English dub, is actually phenomenal. I actually like the English dub very much so, because I like how Takao is actually voiced. I like the girl too, but I like how he portrays himself through the course of the movie, and I think he really fits his age gap, and it's really interesting how they did that. But honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. I can't say anything. There's no weak animations. There's no weak voice acting. Length of the movie, maybe, and that's even, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if you made this movie longer, I don't think it would have suffered because of that. That's why if I had to review The Garden of Words and give it an A through F, A plus all the way every day for this. I mean, honestly, it is a great movie. I highly recommend. I know I don't like overhyping things too much, but I do sometimes when I think the movies are masterpieces. This is a masterpiece. You definitely need to go check this movie out. Again, 45 minutes. You will not regret it. I've had several people watch it and all enjoyed it. Even one person who doesn't even like romance stories actually enjoyed it immensely. And I was surprised. He gave it, I think, an 8 out of 10, and that's because he really doesn't like romance stories. But for someone that doesn't like romance to watch it and enjoy it that much, to give it a good score, you have to realize that's amazing in itself. So I highly recommend checking this out. You will not regret it. Anyways, guys and girls, that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, whole nine, share the video. And as always, until our paths cross again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.